Okay, guys, so as so often happens, my curiosity got the better of me, and I wanted to try and find out, these processors we're fixing to work on, these advanced micro devices, or AMD, whatever you want to call them. They didn't say AMD in the old days. They said advanced micro devices, but whatever. So anyway, they're from 1987. I've looked them up, and I can't find, I can find technical stuff on them, but I can't find any, like any kind of a yield information or what they compare to or anything else. So anyway, like I said, my curiosity got the better of me, so I popped open this 486 that we have, and I just wanted to show you a few things, because it's comparatively speaking, they look pretty much the same. This is an AMD 2900. AMD also made a 486, but I don't know, because I don't have one. I don't know how that compares to a Intel 486. I would assume that they're fairly close. But anyway, so this is the 486 down here on the board, and I just wanted to show you that you do see right here, opened it up, we have gold bond wires all over the place. So we've got our normal brazing around there, but right in here you can see our gold bond wires right there going all the way around the chip. So this is an Intel 486. Now, like I said earlier when we were doing the unboxing, I really hope that these are going to yield like a 486. I don't think they're going to yield as good as a 486. So let me get in here, let me take this one away, and let me put in this AMD. So I'm going to put the AMD up here, get it like this, and as you can see, well, it's very hard to see. Let me see if I can get some. I want to try and highlight just the bond wires. There you go. They are aluminum. So they're nice, shiny, silver aluminum. So anyhow, we already know right off the bat we're not going to have bond wires, because they're obviously going to be aluminum, so we're not going to have any pure gold bond wires in this, so that's going to take away from it a little bit. Also, I did notice something else. I'm going to try and do this. It may be hard for me to get it focused because I got to use two hands, but when I was heating this to take off the let me see if I can get this to focus first. Raise it up. There we go. We're getting it now. Anyway, as I was heating this to pop off the cap, you can see the bond wires there now too a little bit better, but you can see that they are silver colored. You see the tips of these pins? Now this, I was heating around, just heating around the die itself. I wasn't really trying to hit the pins. But if you take a look at that, it actually melted the gold. The heat that was coming around the chip, if you look right here, right there, see those? It melted the gold. So purposely, I hit the 486, and I had to hit it pretty hard to get it to melt the gold. I actually heated the, let me see if I can find the one I heated. I can't even hardly find it here now. Let's see if we can see it on here. I don't see it there. I know it's not there. There it is. Okay, so I purposely heated, I believe it's this one, and I actually heated it cherry red, and as you can see, it just discolored it a little bit. So we can get a good look at this now too. You can see our gold bond wires. So anyway, I wanted to show you that. This is also the other one. This is the XI links or whatever it is. It's also very similar to the other one, but it too has, as you can see, it too has aluminum bond wires. So I don't think they're going to yield as good as a 486. I did check the two plates. This is the plate off of the AMD, and this is the plate off of the 486. It's a little bit bigger, and I believe the plating is a little bit, a little bit heavier. Let's see if I can get them in focus. This is the one up here. The top one is the 486, and the other one is the AMD. So this is a little richer color. Anyway, I wanted to do that because I just wanted to show you guys before I did this, what we had going on. But you can see these little guys right here, and they're tiny anyway, so even if they were, even if these were gold, they're even a lot smaller than the 486s. So I just wanted to show you that because I'm not trying to burst anybody's bubble, especially my own, but I think I was accurate in figuring these processors at closer to I actually figured them when I was estimating. I figured them at at what a regular Intel, a black cap Intel processor would be. So hopefully if we stay in that range, I mean, they may be a little bit better than that. I hope they are, but I'm just not sure now because of that. How simple that gold melted off the pin tells me it's more flash than a heavier plating, and also the lack of the bond wires. Anyway, so we're going to get to work on these. I was thinking about just popping them all with the torch, but I'm going to just whack them with a hammer and go ahead and do them like I normally do. I am going to do a quick hydrochloric bath on them to get rid of that aluminum. I'm not going to sit here and brush them out like I did the last time because it's about 140 of them, and I'm not going to bother doing that. So, alrighty guys, we're going to get to popping these boogers and getting them ready, and then we're going to get them outside, and we are going to do our bath on them, and then we're going to do them like normal. I figured up the nitric acid bath to, dissolve everything. It's going to take too long. It's going to take too much nitric acid, and now especially with these not having gold bond wires and such as that, and a little bit lighter plating, or a heck of a lot lighter plating than a 486, we're just going to go ahead and do them the normal way. Alrighty, so we'll be back at you in just a few. Okay guys, it is the next day. I did a little check on these chips, and I mean, I still think they're going to be okay, but there's definitely a difference between them and and the 486s. Get the MLCCs off of that guy. I don't like putting MLCCs in my stuff. Anyhow, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get these cracked up and get them in here, and then I'm going to throw them in an iron pot and burn them off over that high heat burner. I haven't gotten back outside to the ash and the RAM yet. I have checked it, but we've been having some killer rainstorms, and it's been blowing rain and blowing halfway into the lab, so I've just been staying in the house. I had a bunch of hang on, I got an alarm going off. Pills, pills, pills. It seems like that's all I do anymore is take pills, one after the other. Anyhow, like I said, we've been having some storms. Actually, I have a tree that came down, and luckily there was a bunch of vines on it, and they actually, when the tree came down, it actually came down like this because the vines, there were some heavy vines holding it, and it actually swung it. It would have come straight across my driveway if there wasn't any vines on it. And what happened is it's on a hill on the side of the house, and it started coming down, and the vines swung it so that it actually landed like 2 feet away from the driveway. It kind of pivoted over. So that was lucky, because my chainsaw that I bought brand new and used 3 times is no good. Actually, I would have had to get somebody to come over and do it anyway, because my back ain't going to allow me. So anyhow, there's been a few things going on. Nothing to completely interrupt me. I did have to run over and pick up some, had to get some help with that too, to pick up some computers from my computer guy. And so I got all that stuff taken care of. I want to go ahead and get these cracked up, get them burned, and get them started going, because our foils on our fingers are actually going to take a little bit longer than I expected, simply because the ram takes longer anyway, because it's a harder plating or thicker plating, the copper. And the other ones, even though I put my covers on, somehow it could have been just the blowing rain, but the one that had the big long nice fingers in it got about that much rainwater in it. So it has naturally slowed down the process, and I'm not going to redo it and spend another $10 on another gallon of acid. So I'll just let them go, and that way, that happening, they should come out. The ram should be finished, and that should be finished about the same time. They've been going on about 5 days, 5-6 days, something like that. So anyway, I'm going to basically just do this. I'm going to drop them guys over there, and I'm going to drop all this stuff in a bucket. And that pops, that little plate actually, or hitting it with a hammer, pops those off. These we do separately. I don't necessarily know why. I've just always done it that way. But we're going to just continue on doing this. Also breaks them in a nice little 4-piece pattern like that. Anyhow, so that's what I'm going to do. You guys can sit here and watch me do this for a bit. I won't put you through too much of that. And we'll get back at you when we're gonna put these in here. I'm actually gonna do a quick hydrochloric acid wash on them to get rid of the aluminum. I'm not gonna sit here and pop all these caps and brush them off like I did those regular Intels. There's just too many of these, and the process would be too hard because I'm not opening them with the torch. I'm doing them like that. So, all right, guys, I'm going to shut up. We'll get back at you in a bit. Okay, guys, as you can see, we got our main ones done. And like I said, what I'm going to do with these is I'm just going to do an hydrochloric acid wash on them real quick to get rid of some tin, and it'll get rid of the aluminum almost instantly. Hydrochloric acid and aluminum, they don't like each other too much. So anyway, this is our oddball stuff. This is all our backs or tops so far. The Motorola's have a back, so they're going to go on there. These little guys and all these. So I'm going to go ahead and smack these up. And this one, this was the smaller old AMD. I actually want to open this one up on camera and see if it has gold bond wires in it, because the other ones didn't. So I'm just curious enough to not just smack that one and throw it in there without looking at it. I really want to see what's in it. So let me see if I can find my little toolbox. Get my little razor scraper out, get rid of that paper, and then we will, well, I ain't going to be able to do it with that. It ain't going to fit. So we'll have to do it with something else. Let's see. One thing that's nice too when you're doing this, you pretty much don't have to worry about slipping and cutting yourself, because the pins will stop it from going from going any further. Okay, so we got that. Let me throw that off. Stuff like that annoys me. I got to keep going until I get it. I don't know. I guess that's just ridiculous, but I can't help myself. So what I'm going to do real quick is throw my glove back on, and we're going to pop this one, and we're going to take a quick look at it and see if it's got gold bond wires in it. And then we're going to go through some of these. I'm going to bore you a little bit, and we're going to crack a few of them open and see what's in them. So, alright, I want to be real careful here. And let me get my lens because I can't see anymore. And that is a no. They are aluminum. So even the older ones are aluminum. Alright, so that's that. Let me real quick get these MLCCs. I don't even like hardly talking about MLCCs anymore. They're more of a pain now than they are worth the effort of doing anything. You know, I know there's some out there that have value to them, but I have done, you know, a couple batches on camera. I have done several batches testing them off camera, and if they're magnetic, they are not worth the effort. I know, you know, I've seen some people get a little bit of palladium off of them, the magnetic ones, and a little bit of silver, but by the time it's all said and done, it's going to end up costing you money going through that acid and the time. And you know, it's bad enough that we got to wait, you know, and wait for stuff to happen when we're doing this anyway, but then to wait and not get anything out of it is kind of you know, kind of ridiculous to do that. So alright, let me get this bucket out of the way, get a little round piece of steel up here or something I can tap on, and we're going to open some of these guys up and see what's inside them. I think I'm going to start with this guy, because he's like these but different, and then I'll show you how to open these real easy, and then we'll crack these open. But I want to start with him because I'm not seeing, there's not a gold tab on it like there is here on this one. There's no tab on this one, and it is silver colored with silver legs, or you know, whatever these are. Now some of these, actually there is some silver, you know, a little bit of silver content in some of the legs, but anyway, we're not messing with that right at this minute. So let me straighten up a little bit here, and then we're gonna open these up and see what's in them. Okay guys, I got my little thing. I think I'm actually going to get my little stand here and change the camera position a little bit, so you guys can see me right down here. Alright, let me do that right quick. Okay guys, we're gonna these don't look to me to be look like the ones that separate at the center. Can't see, well, there's a little line. We're going to try and separate them that way. Usually a chip that'll separate at the center, you can just tap the sides and it'll come apart. I don't think this one's going to work that way. No, it's not. So we're just going to bust this booger, and we're just going to see what's inside it. And I'm not seeing anything inside this guy at all. I mean, I know there's something in there, but I'm just wondering if we're going to have to just pulverize these to dust. Okay, I'm not seeing too much of anything in there. Let me get a cup for these. I'm not seeing any layer of gold in this one. We have that layer of, I don't remember what it is, but it's actually something that bonds to the ceramic. You see it in, I'm trying to think of what kind other processor. Anyway, it's a layered type thing. But I don't think this one has anything in it. Let me see what's under the cap. And be careful with this stuff, because it will cut the fire out of you if you aren't careful. Alright, there is gold in here. See it? So there is some gold brazing inside this silver one. So it's aluminum bond wires, I believe. Yep, they're aluminum bond wires, but there is some brazing in here. So I am going to take that off. I do not believe that this is anything. But I am going to take all the surrounding chip from it. I'm thinking that's aluminum. We've got a little bit here. And now I want to crush this up a little bit just so I can see if there's anything leading out of here. Okay, it's just that, whatever that, I can't remember what it's called, but the stuff that's inside a chip. So that is, like that, I think we can just kind of do away with the legs. I'm going to check this with a magnet. That is magnetic, so we know that it's a plated top of some kind. It might be silver plated, but I doubt it. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just take these and I'm going to crush them up with my mortar and better in a little bit, but I just want to look at these right quick, like I said, and see what's in them. Well, if I keep stuff on my desk, I'd be alright, wouldn't I? And I guess I should. But you don't get this stuff that often, so I mean, it's not, you know, it's not like an everyday thing. Alright, so I'm going to just go ahead and knock this plate off. Let me get that piece. It's up here, I'll get it in a minute. The plate is plated on both sides. And we do have braze in there. I do want to check it for bond wires. They are aluminum as well. So, alright, I'm going to go ahead and just get the metal plates off of these. I'm not going to bore you with that. And then we're going to crush those up with the mortar. So we'll be back at you in a bit. Okay guys, I have tried to get this little camera to go on to macro so I could show you some things, or Mako or Mako or whatever the heck it's called for the close-ups. Anyway, what I've done is I smacked one of these up pretty good, and what we have is, it's like these. Basically, these little programmable EPROMs, or whatever you want to call them. Right here, just in the center, is where the gold is. And apparently that's the same with these. I'm hoping to try and keep it so it doesn't get out of focus. But your gold is actually just right in here. I got out my little 60 power and checked this tab out. The tab is actually copper with a little silver color over it. So it's either tin over it, that layer of whatever runs through the center of these chips, or it's actually silver plating. So what I've done is I'm pulling these legs off. This is my ceramics that contain gold, my ceramics that don't contain gold. I'm going to clip these off right here, put them in here. But whatever legs come loose, I'm actually going to just do a quick little test on those. I saw some videos that said that these legs contain silver. I have never tried it. I actually only saw the one video about it. So I'm going to, while we're out there doing stuff, I'm going to go ahead and try and see, see if there's any silver in them. Might as well, just for the heck of it, while I'm out there. It's not going to take that much nitric acid to dissolve this cap, and those pins. And then we can just hit it with a little hydrochloric acid and see if we get any silver chloride. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that. I'm going to continue on these Motorola's. I'm going to pull the legs off the center and try and pop these out whole, so that I'm not getting all these little tiny pieces. But that's what's going on right this minute. So then when we move up to a different kind of chip, I'll get back with you. I'm presuming that these are going to be basically the same way, although their little tab here and this little bar here is gold color or gold plated. So these may be a little different. Again, the tab is gold and this is gold. So, and the legs are gold, so these may have gold plating throughout the ceramic. But these Motorola's don't. I mean, there's just the center, the brazing, and then that sheet that runs through the ceramic, I guess, that conducts everything. Like I said, I can't remember what that's called. Okay, guys, we just ran out to the lab real quick. I've already determined that there is no gold. The gold stops right there. Even on the little line, it stops right about where the die area starts. So I have these legs. These are a real pain in the butt to get off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw these in here and I'm going to test them right quick and see if that holds true, the silver or not. Then these boogers are going to go right up and down that grinding wheel and I'm going to knock these freaking legs off because it's been a real pain trying to get them off. I did determine, I didn't have the camera running, I thought I did, but the other chips that are gold on top, they have a gold tab. This one's not gold, so there's no gold inside, just right here. The other ones do have a gold layer, a small gold layer running in them across here, plus the legs. So those we're just going to, we're actually going to just put them right in here and smack them up real good and put all the dust and acid. But real quick, my curiosity, as it always does, got the better of me. So let me get this, get these put in here and get them over here in the open air. And I'm just holding the camera. I didn't bring the stand out here, but I'm going to go ahead and put some distilled water in here, a little bit of nitric acid, and then we're going to hit it with some hydrochloric real quick and see what we get. Should be a real quick test. So let me get it set up, get this stuff dissolving, and I'll be back. Okay, guys, we got them in here going now. It doesn't look to me like they are, but we're just going to let them go and see for a minute. I mean, like I said, it'll be a pretty quick test. So let me let them set in there for just a minute. Put another little drop of nitric on them. And I'm going to put a little heat on them and let them go for a second, and we'll be back. Okay, guys, it is still dissolving. It's almost done. I mean, I could actually pull it off right now and just let it cool for a second and hit it with some HCl and see what happens. But I'm going to let it go ahead and finish dissolving, and then we're going to test it out and see if that rumor's true. So we'll be back at you in a bit. Okay, I didn't let everything completely dissolve, but it's dissolved enough that we can do this quick little test. we're just going to see right now if we've got any silver in there. And we do. Wow. That's pretty impressive. We actually have quite a bit of silver in there. So, I'm sure there's tin, chloride, and other stuff in there, but for that little amount, you know, we just made aqua regia, but there's silver in those. It's not tons because we don't have any cottage cheese. We just, you know, if there was a lot of silver, we would get, you know, little cottage cheese silver chloride. But it did, you know, there's other stuff in it. You'd have to really dissolve it and clean it up good. Is it worth it? I don't know. But yeah, there is a tiny bit of silver. See, we're not getting any flakes of chloride in there, but there is, so that's pretty good. Alright, so I guess if you have enough of them, it's worth it to keep them. I mean, we only had 10 chips, so I mean, that's not enough. I already wasted more nitric acid than it's gonna, you know, than the silver would yield, but even if, you know, whatever. But it is true. I mean, that just proved it, so pretty cool. Alright, I'm going to let this cool off, get it neutralized, and get rid of it, and we're going to go back in and finish up getting the rest of our chips done as soon as I grind these legs off. Because 5 chips, I'll throw in a half a gram of silver just to save myself the work of trying to pull those off. Alright, we'll be back at you when we get inside. Okay, that made it much easier, guys. Getting that, you know, going out there and taking those off, and then I just kind of chipped them along until they broke off. Now I'll smack them like a processor, throw the metal caps over there, that part in there, and then we'll grind it up in there. So the rest of these guys over here are just going to be ground up like they are, because they actually do have a gold layer through them. I smacked one, not through them, but a little where this thing connects up. So we're just going to crush those and process all of that. I didn't want to have all this. This is all void ceramic. So I didn't really want to have all that in there, you know, and all those legs just, you know, just because. I mean, it's just going to be more crap to deal with. So I'm going to do that. Then we're going to open up a couple more of these other chips. These I already checked, I told you. We're going to open this oddball. We're going to smack that little camera chip. Sorry for the sideways camera. This thing, these other little Motorola's with the backs, and then I'll show you how to open these. So we will be back in just a bit. Okay, guys, so what we're going to do basically now, we've got those cleared up. We're going to, I learned that to do that like that, instead of smacking it, you end up not losing little bits out, flying out here and there. So that actually came off my hammer. But do this first. I mean, you're going to get little pieces that are going to come out, but most of the time it's just going to be the ceramic part, because the gold is going to hold it. And anyway, we're just going to do like that. I'm going to put a couple more of these in and keep doing that. Yeah, if you try to do this like you do burnt chips and go like this and smack it, you're going to have stuff falling, flying out everywhere. And you can put your hand over it like that, and you can hit it a little bit harder. Once you get it down to where you don't have the big pieces in there, you don't have to worry about it so much. Also, I'm going to use a jar to put this stuff in, because the ceramic will cut up your beakers, especially this stuff. The silicone dyes are bad enough, but this stuff will really cut your beakers up. So I'm going to get these bigger pieces in here first. Go ahead and put my hand over that like that. And I may get a ball mill one day, but like I said, I don't do enough of this. even the burning chips, I don't do enough of it that it warrants it. And I mean, I can still take the time to do this by hand. If I was doing tons and tons and tons and tons of chips, I'd say, yeah, okay, I'll do it then. But this is good enough for what I got to do. A lot of wasted ceramic on these bad boys. I don't remember them being like that, but I don't know. My mind is my mind. I miss my mind. Let's put it that way. And maybe I didn't do these Motorola's. Maybe I did something else that looked like them. I just don't remember. I know that these guys are pretty good. You know, in general, because you got a layer all the way through. You know, something going through here. But these didn't have that. I mean, they're just wasted ceramic, and a lot of it. Although we did find out that those legs got a little touch of silver in them. I thought that was kind of not true, but apparently it is. Okay, I'm going to finish this up, guys. I'm not going to bore you with this, and then when we get to another chip, I'll come back. Okay, guys, I hope you can see this, but I just wanted to show you the initial break on one of the small guys. If I had a chance, if I was buying these are the ones I would buy. I would buy this over that. This has a lot more wasted ceramic in it. These guys underneath, I don't know how well you can see that, but that's the initial break after I knocked the metal top off. And these little guys pretty much got, you know, gold braze all the way through them. So to me, they're the ones. I just wanted to show you that because these, again, there's a lot of wasted ceramic. You know, they have a bigger, bigger chip area, but these have gold all the way through. So, all right, I'm going to get back at it. I'm going to go ahead and just, these you just pop them the same way you do a processor, the same with these. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. This little guy's the same way. That's just a couple chips I got to open. Those are going to get smacked. When I get to these, I'll show you how to separate these. These are actually easy. There's not a whole lot of gold in them, but they're pretty easy to separate. That's our jar of crushed ceramic so far. So I'll show you that when we get finished too. Okay, here's one of these little Motorola's. I already smacked one. I just wanted to show you. But no, nothing special. There's also aluminum bond wires in those. So all I'm going to do is just smack them once, take the plate off, put it in the tray, and throw them in with the rest of the processors. This is the first run of our ceramics that I'm crushing. If I saw that in a gold pan, I would freak out. Look at all that looks like gold flakes in there. But anyhow, so I'm going to hit all that stuff again, and then we're going to be pretty much done. I know this video's got to be getting long in the tooth. So I'm going to do probably take me all half the evening to edit this. So anyway, let me shut up, finish this stuff up, and I'll show it all to you when I'm done. Okay, everybody, we are in the final steps of processing our ceramics, and or prepping, not processing, but prepping our ceramics. And believe it or not, I like doing these guys the best. Save the best for last. Too bad there's not more gold in them, but they're relatively easy. Now these, I'm going to tell you what you do, and then I'm going to do it because you're not going to be able to hear me. But you just wrap these around the side like that, and they'll literally come apart most of the time. What you're after is this little section right in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do a couple of them, and I'm not going to talk because, like I said, I'm probably going to catch myself talking when I am banging on stuff, and you can't hardly hear me. So anyway, let me open a couple of these up. Okay, I'm hoping you can see that, but most of the time what happens with these is this is waste. There's nothing there. That's just ceramic waste. So we can dump that off. Now what we're going to do is the legs are all waste. The wires are aluminum, so it doesn't matter. We just want to make sure we're not taking any brazing with us. So what you want to do is just peel all that stuff off. See how that comes off? All the legs and everything. This is why these are so nice to do. But the problem is that's it. That's all the gold. Now, there looks like some other little teeny wires there, but I'm pretty sure that's all aluminum. So with these, you pretty much just snap them off right there, and then just toss them in with the rest of your ceramics. But I'm going to do one more, and then we're probably going to wrap this video up. But that's why these are nice to do, because they're really easy to open. Okay, that's it. So that's waste. Just peel the legs off. And that is it. I just want to look at that because it looks like there's little wires on the side there. Nope, it's just a reflection. I didn't think there was. They're aluminum bond wires. But anyway, that's what you got. So this brazing is pretty thick, but you know, there's just not a lot there. It takes a lot of those to add up to anything. Okay, guys. So anyway, be careful buying these because they don't yield as good as they look. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and call this video because it has been way longer than I wanted it to be, and I'm probably cutting a lot out. But anyway, so we should be getting back outside after this video and getting finishing up that ash, cleaning it up, getting it ready, and getting all this stuff ready to process, or actually in the acid. So there's our long chips, you know, and our other processor looking chips in here. Should be a nice little yield out of that. This is our caps, all of our gold plated caps. So we've got that, and then this is our bucket of ceramics that's ready to go. So the next video we're going to be putting this stuff in the acid and finishing up cleaning up our ash, actually getting the rest of those crushed and getting it all washed out, and then we're going to start going after some gold. So guys, everybody take care out there, stay safe, and we will see you in the next video.